I don't know if Gen 5 will be supported. I doubt it. Okay, so, we'll just go ahead and dive into this topic. So, for people who don't know, is there an article? Is there a good article I could pull up for this? All right, so for those who don't know, hello everyone on YouTube. If you're watching this on Toasty Clips, be sure to drop a like. I really appreciate it, and subscribe if you're new. But what we're going to be talking about today is the lack of support of B450 and X470 for the 4000 series processors, which, let's just get this out of the way first. It's kind of crazy that we're already complaining about 4000 series not supported on other boards when there's really, really awesome 3000 series chips out there. Yeah, 4000 series is probably come out at the end of this year, but anyways, X470, B450 motherboards are not going to support 4000 series processors. Is there a chance that some manufacturers might push a BIOS update that might let them work? I don't know. We'll see. But there's a high chance that that's not going to happen. It's just not going to be supported. And when we were told this during the Ryzen 3 3300X and 3100 announcement for B550, we were in the press announcement. Jackson and I were watching it, and that kind of irked us a little bit. But the more we thought about it and the way they explained it, it made a lot more sense to me. So the reason they're not going to be supported most likely is just mainly due to the BIOS, the ROM size of the BIOS. So for those who don't know, when they do BIOS updates, they're making this BIOS file larger and larger to support certain processors. Now, there's already some B450 and some X470 boards that when you upgrade them to 3000 series, it removes support for really old AM4 supported CPUs. So like those old Athlons that were basically FX based but were retrofitted to support AM4, they lost support for those. That kind of issue right there is one reason why they can't natively support it. So in theory, they should be able to support the 4000 series with a BIOS update, but then remove compatibility for first gen and kind of just inch their way up, which again would make sense. But I understand where AMD is coming from. As a company, you don't want to confuse your product stack. It's already confusing enough that if you get a B450 board, you have to do a BIOS update to support third gen. But if you want to support an older CPU, you're going to have to roll back a BIOS. And if for some reason you get a motherboard that's already pre-updated and you want to use an older board that was normally supported, if you want to use an older CPU that was normally supported but now is already rolled up to the new version, then it's not supported. It's going to be a big confusing thing for the consumer. So I totally understand why AMD is doing this in terms of keeping the consumer happy, and also the fact that they just physically cannot do it. So I'm pissed about it because I would recommend the B450 for 3000 series launch for quite a few people in chat and Discord. I get that, I do, and they probably should have been more upfront about their whole AM4 is going to be supported through 2020. The socket itself is going to be supported, but that's the one thing I don't like about this, how AMD has kind of been like, the socket is going to be supported, but they don't. That's kind of like a cheeky way of saying things, because the socket support doesn't matter if the chipset doesn't support it. You get what I'm saying? It's not like, because the whole reason you want that support is to be able to upgrade your CPU on that motherboard. It doesn't matter if it's the same physical socket. If the chipset doesn't support it, what's the point of saying that AM4 is going to last until 2020? It just doesn't make any sense. So that's the only reason I can think. If not, it just doesn't make any sense why they're not allowing someone with a 3200G to use it on a B550 board. Or if they're just trying to kill off like the 3200G and the 3400G. I don't know. They might be trying to slide to replace those and keep the whole APU market more towards the super budget sector and make the 3100 and the 3300X their like upgrade CPU, where you can start on B550 with a 3100X and 3300X and a GPU and then upgrade in the future. Some boards might, right? Manufacturers put over spec parts sometimes. That's true, they could. I don't know. But that's the thing. Is it going to become I don't even know if I want that to happen, because it's going to become a thing in the market where if for some reason we do have some motherboard manufacturers push out updates for Ryzen 4000 series on a B450 board, those boards are going to be so overinflated in price, it's not going to matter anyways, because there's only going to be a handful of them. They're always going to be out of stock because it's going to probably be the same price as a B550 board. If for some reason you do have a motherboard and you get lucky, that's cool, but it's not going to impact the future consumer. It's just going to be kind of a cool thing that some people already have, you know? I mean, manufacturers have to make money. I bet B450 has been a money pile for MSI, for example, but honestly, 99% of people will be fine because they'll just go for first or second gen when Fortune comes out. That's true. That's very true. So 450 will not support 4th gen, but 550 will. Yes. So any 500 series, Xbox 70 and 550 are going to support 4th gen CPUs. Ultimately, I'm not as upset as some people are, and I'm not as surprised as some people are, because at some point we've had an AM4 socket that was supported throughout a wide range of CPUs since 2016. At some point, it's got to end, man. It's got to end at some point. So I don't know. I'm not as angry about it as a lot of people are. And maybe that's just me. I don't know. Yo, what's up, Zach? How you doing, man? I don't know. I'm not as angry as most people. I am using an X370 motherboard with a 3700X, and I have no issues whatsoever. I couldn't see myself, like me personally, I couldn't see myself comfortably upgrading to a 4000 series CPU and an X370 motherboard, like, or even like B450 X470 maybe, but like, you know, it's just me.